Hello, Cancer. I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be your weekly reading for the week of the 3rd going to the 9th of April. So let's have a little look together and see what's going on for you guys. All right, one more. Seeing the initial V, I don't know. I feel like it's a name though, like someone like the name Vivian came up. I don't know why, but hey, but a V is coming to mind. Okay, let's pull the cards for you first. All right. For Cancer, please. Overall energy, please, for Cancer. Yeah, okay. Very big effort energy, you know? Like, and I don't want to swear, but I think you guys know it already. Like, there is this carefree energy that's coming your way. I think you have been through a lot recently with the Tower card and the Hermit here, which is like Dark Night of the Soul. This is you reflecting on a certain situation where you may have separated from some people or gone through a bit of a drastic change or falling out in your life. There is an energy of where you're ready for a new path away from this. I think you've learned a lesson. You've reflected on this here with the Hermit. You know, this is Virgo energy, Scorpio energy as well. You've looked at this from a higher perspective. You've learned wisdom from a situation that has definitely been a hard one to learn, only because the Hermit has to climb the mountain before you can really see it from a different perspective. So I feel like you've been through a very major lesson. This is here to teach you some things, whatever that may be, you might have learned already, because now you're kind of stepping into a new path. You've seem to be completing a chapter, which is really important, only because your first tarot card is the Fool, so it's like number 0 coming through here, so complete full cycle, completely new cycle, which is important because that Hermit is on that ledge too. He's kind of climbed that mountain, climbed to the top here, and is reflected on it, has looked at it, has seen it, and then you suddenly turn back into this youthful energy. So you've gained maturity, you've gained a lot of wisdom from the life path that you have led up till now, the things that you've experienced over the last year, 6 months, whatever it may be, maybe more than that, you know. But you're gaining this youthful spirit back again, and maybe you didn't have that before because you were going through so much stress or did have a lot of responsibilities to deal with, you know. So now you're kind of able to take a leap of faith. Now, not only do you have the Fool card here, the Fool card is coming up right underneath the serendipity, which is being in the right place at the right time. It is taking that leap of faith. For me, this is also that Fool card energy, is kind of going with where you're feeling guided to go, and it does mean releasing an old situation. Okay, and I really heavily get the sense of being guided. Serendipity is a card of luck. As you can see, we have 4-leaf clovers, you know, flying everywhere. But one thing I think is always important to mention with this card, specifically for you guys, is that this is kind of free will. You kind of have a very golden opportunity that's going to present itself to you, and it's up to you if you want to take it or not. If you want to hold on to looking at the past and looking at everything that has happened and being in that Hermit energy, or you can take this youthful new energy and just flow with it. And it may involve risks. As you can see with the Fool card, it is a card of risk taking, and serendipity is just the same for me when it comes to life in my mind, because, you know, she's kind of just going with where this is taking her. She doesn't have that security blanket if she falls, you know. It is kind of trusting in yourself that you can attain whatever this is and follow wherever this is leading you. So you're getting an opportunity that's guiding you somewhere, but it's up to you to take it. So that's beautiful. You do have 2 other cards in the Oracle decks that I want to speak to you about. So before the serendipity seems to happen, we have By the Book, which is, again, being guided. I feel like things may be very slow moving or have felt quite slow moving, or you've just had to go with where Spirit was taking you, and it felt more boring than what this is. Maybe you've just felt very jaded by life, or you've wanted to take risks before this, you've wanted to change before this, whatever this Fool card represents. Maybe you've been wanting this already, but it felt like it wasn't the right time to do this. Maybe emotionally you felt a blockage there, or maybe you have had a few false starts, and you've had to come back in line again with whatever it is that's guiding you and saying it's not the right time just yet. As you can see, there's nothing around. By the book is a studying energy, so maybe you have been studying, or maybe you have just been having to go with the status quo, but now it feels like you're able to break free from that. But it's something has changed. Whether this is just fated and this was divine timing, but it seems to lead towards, and as I stop shuffling, as I'm saying this, you have the Sun card, which is complete positivity. It's the best card in the deck. It's complete happiness, joy. Inner child is coming out here, which again, we have this emphasis on youthful energy coming back to you, all that energy coming back. We have the Yin card, which is all about love. When you're doing something that you love to do, you attract in those blessings and you attract in more of it. So this happy energy, this loving energy that's happening at the same time is bringing in even more luck. So you're taking an opportunity that's going to really grant a lot of blessings in your life and may even change the course of your life as well. So let's clarify the Fool card. We have the High Priestess and the King of Cups coming through here. So Cancer, of course, this could be you. This is Scorpio and Pisces energy as well. So maybe you have a lot of water in your chart or anything like this. This is kind of taking a leap of faith, again, based on that emotional thing. Again, as I said by the book, maybe you weren't emotionally ready to really let something go and change everything, which is why you were in this position of reflecting on that bad, reflecting on the things that have already happened and attached to it in some way, even though you didn't want, like, I felt like there's a distance between you and the thing that happened, whether it's a timing thing, it was still affecting you, were still looking at it, you were still learning from it, is what it feels like. So now you're gaining that youthful energy, you've gone full circle, you're coming back into this youthful, positive, clear. Is one thing I want to say is clear. You're clear of this. Maybe you've had some issues with your lungs, by the way, or like something here. I don't know, maybe you've been sick and coughing a lot, or I'm not quite sure. But it kind of feels like it's like a breath of fresh air, like you're clear of it. And the King of Cups and the High Priestess is exactly that. You've gained some emotional maturity over something. You have learned a valid lesson. You are in your true authentic power with the King of Cups now, of understanding where is a good place to put your emotions and your energy, where you need to keep it within yourself, when to say certain things of how you feel, and when to keep it to yourself, because the High Priestess is a silent energy. She knows sometimes that it's better, some things are better left unsaid. The High Priestess is also about your subconscious. So again, I think your intuition has been telling you and changing something within you subconsciously. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Okay, now this is interesting. This kind of just came, which might be exactly how you're feeling here. Is just, there is just an energy of where you felt stuck to something. It's been it's not been fulfilling for you. It's something that may have been, not going anywhere. Usually with the Eight of Cups, there's two ways of seeing it. You wanted to be happy for a long time, of course, Cancer. Everyone does, I understand. But you have been attached to something or in something that has been emotionally unfulfilling. And that is you leaving this behind to find your happiness. And maybe it was with a certain person, or whether it's certain people, because usually the Eight of Cups is going to find the two, the last two left, but you're going towards the 9, which is happiness, is personal happiness. And maybe you wanted to share certain happiness with somebody, or you wanted it to look a certain way, but you're getting happiness. And I think there is this energy of bliss coming through with the 9 of Cups, because it's wish fulfillment. You're leaving something behind that has been unfulfilling and emotionally draining, and moving into something super fulfilling for you. And I think what you're learning here is when to stop trying to please others, when to stop trying to, I think you're creating a very big boundary emotionally, whether it's just with yourself or with people around you. Yeah, 10 of Swords coming through. That's an ending here. That's completion. But as you can see in the background, the sun is rising, which is representing a new beginning. This is a very painful energy, and that Tower card is, and the Hermit is back on the bottom of the deck here. Of course, this could be relationship, this could be anything. It just feels like a falling out. It feels like a complete, sudden moment that left you in a lot of pain. Or you completely maybe, put a stop to something in your life. Clarify the 10 of Swords. the Knight of Wands. There could be some travel involved with this ending. Maybe because you traveled or because something traveled that it did bring in this ending. Or the Knight of Wands, maybe someone, did do, was a bit frivolous. Maybe someone did just kind of move away. This could be a ghosting energy as well with the Knight of Wands too, as someone who's kind of like in and out. Or something just happened very spontaneously, because that's the energy of the Knight of Wands. But this seemed to affect you creatively. I feel like it really kind of pulled this Knight of Wands out of you. Maybe you were super like going out, having fun, or socializing, or just conquering new goals and learning new things, and all of a sudden something happened and it completely kind of put it to an end. But you're now getting that youthful energy back, and I think that's something that you really missed. The yin energy is coming through with the Nine of Wands, so just be aware. I think what they're asking you here is to make sure you're protecting this loving energy, this loving heart of yours, okay? It's super important. But to not be overly blocked. Like, this is an energy of being quite hurt, and I think there is a fear. You have been through something very difficult, and this Nine of Wands is like, okay, I'm ready for something else to go wrong, because that's everything that's ever happened to me, and I'm kind of like anticipating the worst and getting ready for it. There is an energy of having that wall up, so just pay attention to this. When we're loving unconditionally, and super aware of boundaries and making sure we have those, but loving anyways, understanding things, understanding that some things don't work out, some people aren't aligned to you. It is what it is, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't love the life that we live anyway, or what we can create of it and what we can make of it. So the Nine of Wands is like, just if it feels comfortable to you, just make sure you're not overly protecting yourself, and make sure you do have those boundaries, okay? Super important with this new energy that you're creating and coming into, because it could be a new opportunity in terms of love or a loving energy. You then have this energy coming through as well. Knight of Swords and a Temperance is kind of a conflicting energy, so this does seem like a bit of advice. Knight of Swords, when we rush into anything, and again, don't rush into anything, it's super important. The Fool card and the Knight of Swords is very different energies. There's taking a leap of faith because you feel guided towards it, it's kind of doing it in its own time. And you have this rushing energy. Don't rush anything. The Temperance is saying when we do something in a balanced state, everything, not only can we make something that we didn't realize we could make, or be a certain way, or feel certain things we didn't even realize we could feel in a very positive way. It only happens when we take the time to balance ourselves. When we do something out of panic, when we do something out of rushing and assuming, then that's when we kind of really can stumble. That's when we can really fall. That's when we can really kind of get ourselves hurt. So they're kind of saying, make sure you protect yourself and take your time to really see things, to feel comfortable with the new things that are going on around you. Don't throw yourself completely into it with the Knight of Swords without feeling it first. They do say you'll never feel ready, and I agree with that. You'll always have some percentage of feeling, oh my goodness, why, like, am I really ready for it? But you will feel it. You will feel it in your heart space when you know you're not fully ready, but you're ready to take the leap of faith. That's always when you should do it. Not like, I need to do it now. Like, I'm completely not ready for it. I always say this because it's like, if I did certain things when I'm feeling in a panic, then it is just gonna go wrong. So don't do that. I know I'm not ready, but the next day I may still not be ready, but at least I'm not in a panicky state. So just pay attention to your state of mind. Make sure you're not doing anything when you're in a state of panic or rush, and just because you could stumble. This Temperance card is saying the universe is looking out for you. Nothing at this time is asking for you to rush. Okay, nothing is asking you to rush this decision. Make sure you are emotionally all right and emotionally grounded, and this is your overall lesson that is going to grant you that Full card energy. Because again, you wanted to do this. It's very similar to what we said in the beginning. This is a leap of faith that you wanted to do, but may have been putting yourself in a position where you was rushing it. Need to do it now, out of a state of panic, So this is saying you can do this, but make sure you are emotionally aligned to it first. Not, I think we had this with Capricorn. I don't remember who it was with, but there was a channeled message that came through that was like, make sure that you're wanting this new thing because you want the new thing, not because you don't want the old anymore. And sometimes we just need a little bit of a perspective shift. You know, like, I need this new thing so I can get away from this. That never really works, and we're never really content when we are at that new thing, you know, even if it is something that we want. So it's really important to make sure that your energy is like, okay, I'm not happy where I'm at, I'm not happy where I've been, not happy with things that have happened, but this thing in front of me really is something that I really, really want and really would like, and this is what I'm focusing on. If we're like, I need to get away from this, I need to get away from this feeling, I need to move away from how I'm feeling right now, I'm not comfortable, blah, 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 then we might make very bad decisions without having the full truth and full clarity. Anyways, let's move into some random messages for you guys, because this is a very beautiful week for you, and going into the rest of this month and year, actually, the energy that you're stepping into it seems like a breaking free from something. And we do have, I didn't even realize, the come to the edge on the bottom of the oracle deck too, which is, again, feeling like, okay, I'm now ready. This thing is not serving me anymore, or I'm ready to break away from something that's been keeping me stuck. Be careful. The first card you have is Cat, Two-Faced Friend. Be aware of the people around you. Maybe this is something that you're grieving, or this is just something that they're asking you to be aware of. We do have Reef, which is sorrow over loss, which is coming through with Yoke. So some of you may have been going through a loss of some sort. It could be financially, it could just be happiness, or it could be a person. The feeling tied down and frustrated is attached to this Reef. Okay, so this loss that you've been through, all right, is affecting you still, which makes sense, you know. We have Diamond though coming through, which is you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. We have Spiritual Love coming through with Mountain Road. Right, some of you could be finding a spiritual love, or there has been a spiritual love between you and somebody. This is telling you that you are on the road to success. This could be someone in spirit also here. For you, Cancer, that's trying to guide you and let you know that you are on the road to success here. There's no need to panic. Just like we had that Knight of Swords and the Temperance, it's almost like the universe is like, why are you rushing? Like, everything is going to be fine. Just slow down a little bit so you can see things clearly. Let's pull you an animal spirit as well for Cancer, please. We have 2. So we have the Lizard spirit coming through here. Could be significant for you. This says dream the world into being. 3 and an 8 goes to an 11, which is all about hopes, dreams, networking, friendships. Okay, so that's coming up for you. Lizard spirit is also about being able to adapt, being able to shift and change, and they're actually quite quick. So I'm gonna say you guys definitely can achieve things very quickly, but when we dream the world into being, when we understand where we want things to go and really feel drawn towards it, this is where it's going to guide us in a more beautiful place. And then you have Koi Fish spirit, which goes in very nicely with this, saying there's always enough. There is no need to rush, there's no need to panic, there's no, even though the situation around us could definitely lead us in a panic, like I need to change. Society can make us it look like, if it's in terms of goals, that we need to get over things super quickly, or, you know, move forward very quickly. Sometimes there's benefits in grieving, but understanding that sometimes things do just take a little longer, but it doesn't mean, it may seem that you're at a lack, but you do have enough. You have enough for right now. Okay, there's always enough. Call it in. This coming out with Dream the World into Being says don't aim small. Don't aim small because you don't believe you're capable of achieving high things, high amounts of money, high amounts of love. Well, if we can think it, then it's definitely out there already. So there's always enough. Okay, don't feel like I have to play it small because there's, you know, I can't make this much amount of money because no one's going to pay me that. That's not true. It just depends what route you're going down. And it feels like you're being guided towards a specific route that could help you. Or in terms of love, I really want this in a partner, but, you know, it's so unrealistic. Don't do that. The Lizard spirit is all about adapting, and things definitely, everything is possible in this life, okay? There's a lot of things that we say are impossible until they're done, and then we're like, oh, didn't realize we could do that, you know? And we're still discovering the world around us, by the way. Like, things aren't fully discovered yet. So there is a lot of things that we once thought or still think are impossible that aren't impossible, actually. So the world is pretty magical. but you have to believe that you're magical first to really see it. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. I hope you guys have an incredible week, and I will see you guys next time.